What's up, guys? JR Raymond back again at the training center in TurboTech in Chesterfield, Michigan. Today I want to show you how to use different hand positions. I'm going to give you a couple ideas for hand positions and how to use them and when to use them when we get back. Now, when I'm talking about different hand positions, we're talking about rolling the ball a different way to get the ball to react a different way. Now, I love using this tool because I have the knobs on the end here to be able to show me this is my axis point, or it's supposed to be my axis point, and this is the exact opposite of my axis point. So you can see this runs directly through the ball, and now I can visually see where my hand is going to create a different roll. So in a previous video, we talked about your axis tilt and axis rotation. We know that this way is axis rotation and this way is axis tilt, right? So in order to create different hand positions, we have to move where that ball comes off our hand a little bit and create different rolls. Now, in order to play straighter, one of the hand positions you're going to want, we're going to talk about a clock. Down here, this is going to be where your fingers are. This is going to be 6 o'clock, being straighter. And then where your thumb is, we're going to talk up here. This is going to be 12 o'clock. We talked about this before, but I kind of want to go into it just a little bit more. If you're going to play straighter, I would say your fingers need to be at 6 o'clock and your thumb would be at like 11 o'clock. So we would rotate it this way. You can see this starts to move. If my fingers are at 6 o'clock, but I try to get my thumb to 11 o'clock, now this rotation starts to come towards you just a little bit. This knob right here, pay attention here. This starts to come towards you a little bit. So now it is side roll just a little bit, but it's not a ton of it. This creates a little bit more heavy roll and allows you to play straighter and your ball won't react off the dry a ton. Now, as we start to migrate left, we get into the middle of the lane. Our hand still stays at 6 o'clock, but now we start to tilt it up and our thumbs now comes over to like 10 o'clock or even 9 o'clock. And now the rotation, you can see the knob comes to you here now again. When I say 6 o'clock, that just means that my fingers stay at the bottom. It's not necessarily going to be over here all the time. It just means it's going to stay directly facing the bottom of the lane, okay? So now the rotation gets up this way. Now we can play the middle part of the lane. So we were here playing straighter. Now as we go this way, we come to here. And then as we come this way, now we really got to get our hand over to the side to get the ball to spin this way and get it to come over here. So as we release the ball, when we're over here, we want to go this way and then rotate here. So that way this thing, this knob, your axis rotation is facing you almost as much as possible. Like a Pete Weber's almost like facing you like this. He gets his hand completely to the side and rotates this way. That thing's dead side spin. And then when it hits the friction, it goes left. And then as you get in the middle, this is closer to like a Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, these type of guys. They're more in the middle over here and they rotate it up through the front and their fingers come through at about 10 o'clock. Okay, so that way this rotates here, this way, okay? And then as we get here, closer to like a Walter Ray or some of the real straight guys, they get it to go here, and then their fingers rotate, their thumb comes up towards like 11 o'clock. So hopefully this makes sense, but we're gonna use a couple different hand positions for doing a couple different things. If I try to use this hand position from here, going straighter, and I try to use it from way over here, at this point, in this part of the lane, there's no way I'm gonna get my ball to curve enough to make it back to the pocket if I'm playing the angles that I have to play here. I would never be able to throw the ball right of the head pin. I would have to throw it right at the pocket. But if I start to rotate it this way, now I can get the ball to go that way and shoot to the right and still get it to curve back. So maybe you don't have a bowling ball that has the knobs on the side, and that's okay. So just find your positive axis point. I made a video on how you can find your positive axis point, and then put a piece of tape on it. Take that ball and practice with that piece of tape on it, and maybe even put your camera behind you, put it in slow-mo, and really pay attention to how your ball's rolling, where that piece of tape is facing, and manipulate your hand. Get it to those different, hand positions that I talked about with your thumb and your finger position based on the clock, and see how your ball reaction changes. Create yourself an A, B, and C release, so that way you can get to different parts of the lane, and try to understand what you have to do to get your hand into those positions. Maybe your ball's drilled to a point where it forces your hand to only be able to release the ball at a certain spot. That will tell you then if you need to get a fit change or a grip change of some sort. Maybe you need to change your thumb pitch or something to allow you to make these different types of ball rolls. So I'm not sure. I haven't seen your stuff, so I don't know if you do or not. But maybe that is a cause for you to only be able to roll the ball one specific way. So pay attention to your ball roll, put a piece of tape on there, see if you can't see how it's rolling for yourself, and maybe make some changes and see if that helps your scores as you move into the spots that you're not very good at. If you're not very good at playing further left because your ball rolls too forward and you can't seem to get your hand to do the right thing, practice that. You need to practice the things you're not good at. Don't go practice and just play where you normally like to play the lanes. Go and practice at the things that you're not very good at. Try to hook the ball if you can. Do different things. And if you have issues, try to get in touch with me or come out for a lesson. If you're too far for a lesson, get a hold of me on Patreon. It's $25 a month. You can get a virtual lesson. You can send me a video, and I can explain to you exactly what the things you need to change in order to get better through video rather than having to be here in person. So if you want more than one lesson a month, there's options for that as well. So make sure to head over to that page. It's links in the description. And if you're not a part of the Mug Club yet, make sure you head over to the Mug Club, get signed up to see our next podcast, and even to be able to listen to the last podcast. So until next time, guys, hope this helps. We'll see you guys later.